On behalf of everyone at Allied Building Products, drivers, start your Mazda engines.
And there you have it, folks, for the last time in the 2018 season, the call to fire. These USF 2000 drivers, you hear the exhaust note down here on pit lane. It's time to go racing. We'll send it back to the booth and Michael Young.
We thank you, Rob Howden. Excitement. Still one race remaining. 18 cars making up this very first Road to Indy ladder. The first rung. And Rasmus Lint will bring the field down. Kalen Frederick again starts on the outside. A look at the number 41 of Braden Eves as he gets set to roll off this afternoon. Kyle Kirkwood has the opportunity to tie J.R. Hildebrand for all-time wins in a USF 2000 season. He will start on the inside of row number 3. The start of this race should be a good one. Field is away as they begin to make their way through the opening corners of this 12-turn circuit. Nearly 2 miles making up Portland International Raceway. Who will be victorious on the final race of the season? Kyle Kirkwood went on a streak, won the championship a few weeks back at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Came in knowing he would already be crowned the champion. Now the final task at hand, trying to tie J.R. Hildebrand for all-time wins in one season. Again, Kirkwood will keep our eyes on that number 8 racing entry. He will start on the inside of row number 2. But Rasmus Lint, pole sitter, will bring the field down alongside Kalen Frederick. Field starts to work their way through turns 5 and 6, now making their way through turn number 7. The pace car will begin to pull away, and we will begin to form the field into rows of 2. 9 rows will make up this field for the Cooper Tires USF 2000, powered by Mazda Field. There you see the pace car pulling away, and the field will begin their formation. Boy, they're going to have to get it done in a hurry if they want to get this race done. There you see they start to form the rows of 2. They make their way into turn number 10, the left-hander. And then the right-hander of turn number 11. And here to make the call for the final race of this USF 2000 season. Race fans, we turn you over to the voice of this USF 2000 series, Rob Howden.
Michael Young, a pleasure to be here with you again. Always a pleasure to be able to share the PA booth with you. Getting set to go, Renus VK and Kalen Frederick on the front row, a couple of Pabst Racing teammates. You always want to win, but you also always want to beat your teammates. An inter-squad battle up front to get things underway. 3 Pabst Racing drivers in the top 4. They are side by side, set to go. Final race in USF 2000. Green, green, green. There's the flag being thrown. They're going to go all the way down to the inside of the racetrack. Drivers right against the wall. They're going to hold their position. Rasmus Lint trying to hold on. Do we get through cleanly through turn number 1? 3 wide further back. That's Igor Fraga trying to get through. One driver, Braden Eves, getting shuffled to the outside. One of the D-Force drivers, I think Jose Sierra, was the meat in that sandwich. Oh, big damage to the left rear. You can see that right there. Damage on the toe link of that left rear. Michael, we've seen that before. Another driver off as well. Looks like Braden Eves potentially off, damage over in turn number 1.
You saw that. Kyle Kirkwood not able to make up any spots. He will run in that 3rd position. The field making their way through turn number 6, now through turn number 7. A tad bit of a chaotic start, but the field cleanly through turn number 7.
I would expect that we'll see full course yellow, I think, to have Braden on the inside of the racetrack there. We've actually got the AMR safety crew, I believe, already going, and indeed, full course yellow being thrown. Drivers getting a little over-aggressive coming through turn number 1. They tried to go 3 wide, and that's not going to work. It was Igor Fraga on the inside. It was then Jose Sierra in the middle, and I want to say likely Braden Eves on the outside. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see a replay on that.
Indeed. That was a good start, though, for Rasmus Lint, Kalen Frederick, Kyle Kirkwood. They tiptoed their way through turn number 1, and as they did so, we saw a bunch of cars starting to get themselves jumbled towards the back of the field, and Braden Eves, unfortunately, who was starting in
just saying, I feel bad for him.
Oh, man. Yeah, so started in the 6th position, and my goodness, to have it all go away so quickly for that young man, that's a tough finish to this weekend, and had such high hopes. Came in, looked so very, very good, and hopefully we will see him, and he's out of that car, and he looks to be okay, but hopefully we'll see him next year. It's certainly a fantastic young racer.
He came in here, of course, making the debut. We get that occasionally in USF 2000, especially. Drivers will come in to test the waters over the last couple of races of the year. He was able to get a deal put together with Newman Walks Racing. Braden Eves having an absolutely fantastic test with the squad at Audubon Country Club over in Chicago. And came in here with a bunch of momentum. We saw him all weekend long, Michael. Top 5, top 7 in terms of speed. A great run yesterday as well, able to work his way midway through the top 10. I really hope we see Braden Eves here next year. He's a young American driver coming out of the karting ranks. He's been a race winner in F4, a race winner in F1600. He's got the pedigree. He has the talent. He's got a very focused demeanor as well. I really hope to see Braden back for the full program in 2019. He's a talent that I think could find himself on the top of the blocks in USF 2000.
Yeah, if we see or we get an opportunity to see a replay of that start, I believe he was on the outside, and as everybody started shuffling around, he got kind of kicked out and got himself some damage and ended his day very early. But you see, there's turn 1 where the car ended up probably the middle portion of turn number 2 if you had to draw a straight line from the wall out to turn number 2. So that contact made, he just made a left-hand turn and parked it.
We have one of the screens that we're looking at, we can see them working to get that car up off the ground. They got it on the hook. Here's a look at the replay here. Here's Rasmus Lint down to the inside, holding that inside spot. I like what he's doing. He's holding the inside, not coming back by. Everyone else, of course, starting to get aggressive to the outside. You're going to see as they work their way through. There's Lint coming through cleanly.
And you see Jose Sierra right in here.
Here's Jose over top of the curb. Jose's going to try to get the thing to rotate. It's going to go far out to the outside. Look at Fraga. Igor Fraga came to the inside, was inside of the number 12 of Sierra, but looked like the car may have started to rotate a little bit.
Now, if you see it again, the 12 Sierra, Braden Eves was on the inside, and when Jose Sierra tried to go back left, he made contact with Braden Eves. That sent Jose Sierra up and over the curbing. If we could see it again, really, Braden Eves had nowhere to go. Jose Sierra made that contact as they came back down into turn number 1. If we respool that and see it again, you'll see those two making that contact. And once Braden Eves was hit by Jose Sierra, he just rolled that car down.
I think what you saw, and we'll see if we get a chance to see it again, you'll see Sierra coming in. He's really shallow on end. He's obviously trying to push as hard as he can to get in there. We'll see Sierra coming in, and the car just pushes to the outside. And Braden Eves on the outside really with nowhere to go. When the guy on the inside's got a different line like that, you can see Fraga trying to make a move to the inside. He's trying to cut to the inside as well, try to get around that corner because he can see that Sierra's going to overshoot it.
There's Sierra, just entered your picture on the left side, and you'll see Braden Eves on the right side, the orange 41. So Eves starts to make that right-hand turn.
Look at Sierra.
And Sierra's already
He's not making the corner.
Yeah, nope.
Doesn't matter what happens there. Sierra's going over top of the curbing. There's no chance for him to make the corner. He's pointed right at it. And, of course, Braden Eves around the outside trying to make the move to get back in. As we look at the replay, you could see these light USF 2000 cars absolutely beat up going over those really aggressive curbs. And here's a shot from the back.
Yeah, and like you said, Igor Fraga hits Sierra. Sierra then shoots into Braden Eves.
Well, if Fraga's trying to get to the inside,
right.
He does. He gets to the inside. They're almost side by side. His car starts to break loose a little bit, potentially some contact there. But there's no way Sierra makes that corner. He is committed that deep on that angle. He's going over top. We're going to go green this time by, but Sierra just was going straight through, and Braden Eves, no choice. He had the car woed up and was, I think, going to be able to make the corner, but you're not going to do that when the driver on the inside is shooting in like he is. So, back to green. Rasmus Lint is your leader. His teammate, Kalen Frederick, right there, and away we go. This is always a tough place to defend. He'll go to the bottom of the racetrack. Frederick right there as well. Kirkwood's going to go to the outside to see if he can get a run. Oh, contact there. Kirkwood's got to get out of it. The two teammates together again. Rasmus Lint, I always say Rasmus Lint gets together with Kalen Frederick. It looked to me, Michael, like Frederick just got into the back of Rasmus and got him sideways.
Yeah, Kyle Kirkwood got a nice run on the outside, was able to get around Kalen Frederick, and then Frederick tried to roll himself up and got into the rear end of Rasmus Lint.
Man, Kalen Frederick just trying to go deep into the corner, gets into the back of his teammate Rasmus Lint. We'll see whether or not race control wants to make a call on that, because a definite contact into the back of the corner. You can see Rasmus' car kind of rotated counterclockwise. He wasn't making the corner. They both try to cut and go through. It looked to me like I think Frederick might have been able to get back out in front, or was that Cole that was able to get by?
They both cut through so quickly. They put down the barricades. There you see Kyle Kirkwood, and then further back you see the 12 or 22 of Lucas Cole. So let's see how they shuffle through. They went quickly through our screen.
Hard to see the numbers. They come through. Drive-through penalty for Kalen Frederick, the number 24. He'll serve that immediately and try to get back on the racetrack. That's a good call. Contact coming down to the corner. They'll give him a drive-through. But look at this battle further back. That's the driver of the Team Pelfrey car. Side by side. Oh, it's tough to go through there. What a move. That's Igor Fraga going around the outside of Julian Vanderwatt. What a pass for Fraga, and give it up for Vanderwatt to give him enough room to go 2x2 through there. Wow.
And a tough day for Vanderwatt yesterday, so for him to give it up. Here's a replay of the restart, and there you see Kyle Kirkwood on the outside.
He wants nothing of it.
Right, Rasmussen Lint, and just gets turned by his teammate, Kalen Frederick.
Frederick overcooking into the braking zone. Rasmussen Lint gets on the brakes, hammered from the back, and he ends up going sideways. All of them having to take the cutoff to get through. Kyle Kirkwood had pulled well to the left. I want none of what you guys are doing right now. He just wasn't able to come back across. Again, it looks like Rasmussen Lint's still out front. I don't know how he can get the lead having not made the corner.
He went extremely fast through the runoff area, and unless he gets penalized, I don't know how they will officiate that.
It doesn't make sense to me. If you don't make the corner, I think you have to be able to go back a couple spots. We'll see what race control says, but Rasmussen Lint, now your leader, coming across the line.
Igor Fraga and Julian Vanderwatt going at it again down into turn number 1. Fraga down low, Julian Vanderwatt on the outside.
Look at Vanderwatt keeping Fraga pinched to the bottom. Oh, Fraga's got to get the car to rotate. He'll get up over the curbing at turn number 2. Fraga all up on the wheel in the number 91 exclusive Autosports USF 17. He's pushing hard. They're stacking up almost 2x2 coming through turn number 4 and 5.
Igor Fraga and Julian Vanderwatt. That is the battle for the 4th position, making their way through turn number 5, now through turn number 6. One car length separates 4th and 5th.
Corey Enders in the D-Force number 11, the blue and white car, was side-by-side with Dakota Dickerson through there as well. We're going to get another tremendous battle. The first race, remember, Mike, yesterday was, 10th, 11th, 12th, back to 15th. Now we're seeing the fight from 4th back to 10th.
Indeed. Rasmussen Lint, Kyle Kirkwood, Lucas Cole, they have checked out from this battle. Igor Fraga and Julian Vanderwatt, and there we see
Kalen Frederick.
Kalen Frederick, damage to that front wing, and very, very unsurprising, I guess I should say, because he pile drived into Rasmussen Lint. So the battle coming now off of turn number 12. Again, that battle for that 4th position. Fraga has it. Julian Vanderwatt wants it. They streak down the front straightaway.
I love this. This is exclusive Autosports. Team Pelfrey, Pabst Racing. Here goes Vanderwatt to the inside. No. Thinks better of it. Fraga getting that car to rotate again, but look at Vanderwatt. Really nice line coming through there. Able to get a good scoot out of 1, able to get a really good rotation out of turn number 2. Vanderwatt putting a ton of pressure on the Brazilian, Igor Fraga.
And now Calvin Ming starting to get into that battle as well. Here it comes into your screen right there as we now move to the leaders, Lint and Kirkwood. That battle about a 3-car length disadvantage for Kyle Kirkwood over leader Rasmussen Lint. 3rd place Lucas Cole. Now that battle for that 4th position is Igor Fraga and Julian Vanderwatt. Calvin Ming right there as well, trying to get on the rear wing of Julian Vanderwatt. Here they come as we wait for them to come through turn number 10. Those are our 3 leaders, and that big battle right behind them.
Is that Kyle Kirkwood? Is he by? I think Kyle Kirkwood's by to the lead. So put Kirkwood, your newly crowned champion, in the lead, but almost into the wall coming out of the corner. He got way wide coming out of turn number 12, dropped a wheel. You see that car just shot to the left. Kirkwood, how did he keep it out of the wall? He had to pedal it coming down to 1, but look further back again. Look at this battle again. That is Igor Fraga down to the wall to driver's right, all the way into turn number 1. We don't have the on-screen now, but this is aggressive racing, and they are running defensive lines, I believe. Julian Vanderwatt through to take over P4.
We will see that come in as we see that battle for the lead, about a car length disadvantage. Once again, we go to that 4th place battle. Indeed, Julian Vanderwatt able to get around Igor Fraga. The battle of 4th, if we hold this camera shot a second, there you see Julian Vanderwatt now checking out about 3 car lengths over Fraga, and Calvin Ming right behind them.
Race fans, in the Verizon IndyCar Series and Indy Lights, we have push to pass. We don't have it in Pro Mazda. We do not have it in USF 2000. This is all about the driver getting through the final couple of corners, 10, 11, and 12 better. You have to be good there if you want to make a pass in turn number 1. It's got nothing to do with the speed in the straightaway. It's how good you're able to come through 10, 11, and 12.
What a great battle throughout this field. The battle for the lead. Kyle Kirkwood able to make that pass, turn 5 area to get around Rasmussen Lint. And now Julian Vanderwatt around Igor Fraga. The next victim, if you will, for Igor Fraga, where the next attacker should be that Calvin Ming car.
Did you see the
Yeah,
number 91 of Fraga getting that thing back on the throttle coming out of turn number 12? A big jink in the front of that car. He had to get a handful in it. And here comes Kalen Frederick right out in front of the battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Fraga locks the brakes up. Igor Fraga, I think, locked up the brakes. He's okay, though, still. He's got Calvin Ming on him, but he locked up the right front, I think, coming in to turn number 1.
Well, that's an interesting place to send out a lapped car right in front of the big battle for 4th place right there. So Kalen Frederick best do himself a favor and stay out of the way as these cars battle right behind him. They changed the front wing, send him right out. Kalen Frederick 3 laps down at the moment, but he's in front of that battle for that 4th position with Julian Vanderwatt, Igor Fraga, and Calvin Ming.
Again, 3 laps down for Kalen Frederick. We'll see what this does to the championship battle. Looking at the points, Frederick 171 points, trying to look to see where everybody's going to kind of finish up here. Igor Fraga, where he runs now, would move his way into that 3rd spot in the championship points. He was in a battle with Rasmuth Lint. Rasmuth ahead by 7 points yesterday. Fraga had a great run yesterday, finished 2nd on the racetrack, but ended up getting a 30-second penalty for avoidable contact at the start of the race. Not getting that drive-through penalty like we saw here today with Kalen Frederick. They had to review it later and then gave the 30-second penalty. Again, drivers working their way down. You can see now Julian Vanderwatt's closed right up to Kalen Frederick. Let's see if Kalen does the same thing that Parker Thompson did in Pro Mazda and make that class move and get out of the way. Let everybody come through because there's no need to stay in front of the drivers when you're 3 laps down.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations. Once Kalen Frederick gets out of the way, he'll get freight trained by most of the field. Just a tough place to come back out onto the track after replacing that front wing after that drive-through. Kalen Frederick, again, 3 laps down to the rest of the field, and he sits out in front of that battle for that 4th position. It's Julian Vanderwatt, Igor Fraga, Calvin Ming, Dakota Dickerson. That's how they exit turn number 7. The car in front of that battle is the lapped car of Kalen Frederick.
9 laps down, still 16 laps remaining, not quite to the halfway point yet. I'll give you a full field rundown. Kyle Kirkwood is your leader in the number 8, trying to get what would be a record-tying 12th victory. He would tie former Verizon IndyCar driver J.R. Hildebrand for 12 wins, the record here in the USF 2000 program. Rasmuth Lint runs in 2nd, Lucas Cole in 3rd, Julian Vanderwatt in that yellow and black Team Pelfrey car in the 4th spot. Fraga definitely going on the defense again. We can't see it here, but I think he's on the defense for Calvin Ming. Indeed, they're going to work their way down. Ming's going to go to the outside. Fraga's going to hold on to the inside. He'll beat him into the corner, but Ming's going to get a better run through. Fraga has Calvin Ming pushing it unbelievably hard. Being told race control, telling the 24 of Kalen Frederick to move to the tail of the field. Get out of the way, move to the tail of the field. They're already on the radio, and you know, Michael, they'll only do that a couple of times before they'll bring the black flag out.
We're going to need to watch that battle back again. I think Corey Enders and Colin Kaminsky went with each other and started a little battle back there. That I think Colin Kaminsky might have got around Corey Enders down at turn number 1. There were 2 or 3 side-by-side battles down into turn number 1 further back in the field.
Yeah, so much for trying to give a full field rundown in the middle of battles like this. Kirkwood, Lint, Cole, Vanderwatt, and Fraga are top 5. Ming challenging in the 6th spot. Dickerson now up to 7th. Enders 8th. Kaminsky 9th. Dupel in the 10th spot. I'm trying to get it done before they get back around, Michael. Russell McDonough 11th. Bruno Tomaselli 13th. Max Peichel actually 13th. Oscar De La Zuriaga now in 14th. Kellen Ritter 15th. Kalen Frederick still 16th. Jose Sierra and Braden Eves both done. Here they come. Again, down the front straightaway. I got it done.
We'll fix that running order as soon as they go by. And hats off to Kalen Frederick. I believe he pulled over down that back straightaway and let all those battles commence. So it's Kirkwood, Lint, Cole, Vanderwatt, Fraga, Calvin Ming, Dickerson. Indeed, Colin Kaminsky got around Corey Enders. Russ McDonough now to the 10th position. He gets around Kyle Dupel, Bruno Tomaselli, Max Peichel, De La Zuriaga, and Ritter round out to 15. Kalen Frederick, as we said, laps down.
Being told as well, a drive-through penalty for avoidable contact to the 38 of De La Zuriaga. He's pushing hard, a little bit of contact out there. Oscar will have to bring the Newman Walks Racing machine down pit lane. It's been a tough day for Newman Walks Racing, but they did have a good weekend. Braden Eves showing very well in race number 1. Again, working our way, what are we, 11? We'll finish lap number 12, 13 laps to go, very close to essentially the halfway point of this 25-lap contest. The final race, Michael, of the 2018 Cooper Tires USF 2000 Championship powered by Mazda. No title on the line right now. Kyle Kirkwood got that done at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course back in early August.
What an impressive season that young driver has had as he will move up to the Pro Mazda Series for 2018. Further back, let's watch Igor Fraga and Calvin Ming. Looks like that battle starting to heat up again. The gap between Fraga and Ming 0.4 of a second as they make their way down into turn number 1.
Yeah, a little bit more room this time for Fraga, a little breathing room, 0.4 of a second, equating to probably, I want to say, about 3 or 4 car lengths. Here's the pass coming down in here. This is the 27 of Colin Kaminsky going, I believe, to the inside of Corey Enders. Yep. You can see them behind Fraga, Ming, and Dickerson.
That's a good move.
Yeah, and Enders is going to give him room to the outside. It was a good, aggressive move. They'll work their way back to turn number 2. You can see, you'll watch Enders probably try to use a bit of the curb getting around. No, nice job.
Yep.
Colin Kaminsky in the D-Force Slick Lock sponsor number 27. Inside, outside, that's a solid move in turn number 1.
I'd say that sponsored 3 times fast. Relatively
Once
impressive.
is fine with me.
Okay.
Slick Locks.
There you go. 13 laps remaining. The final race of the season, and Kyle Kirkwood heads out the front straightaway. There you see him. He has a 1.2 second lead over Rasmuth Lint. Let's see how he fares this time by. It was 1.2, and this time it's the exact same. As a matter of fact, Rasmuth Lint closes in ever so slightly. Lucas Cole back about 5 more seconds than Julian Vanderwatt. We'll keep our eye on this Igor Fraga, Calvin Ming battle. Last time, a couple tenths of a second. Indeed, 7/10 of a second. That's a good battle for 5th and 6th.
Here's something to watch as well. Both the leaders turning 112.2s. In fact, Lint 1/100th of a second faster. But Julian Vanderwatt is closing on Lucas Cole. He's 3.9 seconds back, and that's a lot. There's no doubt about it. But he was 0.6 of a second faster last time by. We got 12 laps still. There's an opportunity for Julian Vanderwatt to reel in Lucas Cole to potentially get on the podium here in the final race of the year.
We got a nice little battle shaping up a little bit further back. I think that's a battle between Corey Enders and Colin Kaminsky. If we could hang in this shot right now and wait another second into turn number 7, those 2 cars, really nice little battle shaping up in there. I do believe that's Enders and Kaminsky making their way out of turn number 7.
I like the battles throughout the entire field now. We see a couple of them. Kyle Dupel's got Russell McDonough and Bruno Tomaselli within about a second of him as well. That's going to be a fight for 10th, 11th, and 12th. That's for that final spot in the top 10. Kyle Dupel trying to put one in here on his home track. Again, racing out of Salem, Oregon for Team Pelfrey. Here's the fight here. Colin Kaminsky trying to go to work on Corey Enders again. They got the one pass. Corey able to get it back. Here they come. Drag racing down that front straightaway into Festival Curve. Here comes Kaminsky. Back to the inside. No. Thinks better of it. Up over the curbing goes Enders. I like this battle. A couple of teammates, though. They don't have the same livery, but teammates at D-Force Racing. You always wonder, what's the mindset? Do you make the move as a teammate, or do you just not want to have that conflict when you get back to the trailer and have to debrief?
Well, we saw that a week ago at Gateway Motorsports Park in the Indy Lights Series with Bellardi Racing, the 2 teammates going at it, and they were trading laps of the lead and back and forth, and actually it wasn't the Bellardi, it was the Andretti guys.
Bellardi first,
and
remember?
then the Andretti guys.
Brian Bellardi was sweating it out that Santi Arruti and Aaron Thielitz were side by side for 5 or 6 laps. Then it transitioned, of course.
Ryan Norman and
Colton Herta. What a battle that was, though. Tremendous fight. Ryan Norman, kind of a mindset shift right there. It's like they flicked that switch. If I'm going to win races now, I'm not just going to try to go for podiums. I want to beat my teammate. He was the driver that went out on the top groove, up in the second groove at Gateway, and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to try it up here. And, man, what an exciting race that was.
We'll see Colin Kaminsky maybe sneak to the inside as Corey Enders, his teammates, right in front of him. They just crossed the start-finish line, and here he goes. Can Colin Kaminsky get around teammate Corey Enders?
Great battle coming down in the air. Oh, when he does it, he's through. Book it. Great pass there for Colin Kaminsky. Look at that fight further back. That's Russell McDonough going at it with, I believe, I think it's Bruno Tomaselli.
I think it's Kyle Dupel.
Well, I think it was actually Bruno Tomaselli. Kyle's got about an 0.8 of a second advantage. That was Bruno Tomaselli. There's a couple of yellow Team Pelfrey cars in there. Wow, that was a side-by-side, back-and-forth battle here between Tomaselli, the young lady out of Brazil, the number 82, and Russell McDonough from that racing capital of open wheel, Little Rock, Arkansas. So
that's where all the teams want to be.
It's a hot spot. Great to have Russell with us here.
Indeed.
His first year in the series.
That's a nice battle. Yeah, Bruno Tomaselli doing a good job trying to get on the rear wing of Russell McDonough. That's that battle we watch right there. That's the battle further back in the field for 11th. But a nice run for Bruno Tomaselli thus far.
You know, I had a chance to talk to Rasmuth Lint on pit lane during the IndyCar race. He kind of rolled by, and I stopped very quickly to chat with him and just to congratulate him on an amazing year. 16 years old when he started. Now he's since turned 17. Top driver in the international karting ranks. But I asked him, I said, are you going to return as we watch this great battle here between Russell McDonough and Bruno Tomaselli? I said, are you going to come back next year? Are we going to see you back in the program? And he says, that's what I'm trying to do. He's not going to move to Pro Mazda. And I said, listen, you are an instant title contender for next year. He was not able to score a victory as of yet. Race is not over. 9 to go. Has not yet been able to score a win here in USF 2000 in his freshman season. But you know, Michael, he's going to have that offseason. Everything's going to settle in. This kid's going to come back as an absolute bear. He's been running up front from Road America on. He's been that good.
Well, it's been a great race thus far. 18 cars. We've only lost 2 thus far, but battles throughout this field. Currently watching that battle for 11th. McDonough exits the turn. Bruno Tomaselli and that Team Pelfrey car right behind, closing down to about 2 car lengths. Again, battle further back in the field, but there are great battles all throughout this field thus far.
I like the fight up front. Kirkwood and Lint watching these lap times. And for the first time, Kyle Kirkwood actually starting to stretch away in terms of lap time. He goes to a 1:12.0. Lint back to a 1:12.3. Kirkwood has stretched his lead to 1.7 seconds. But here comes McDonough and Tomaselli again. Tomaselli will put that yellow Team Pelfrey car right up under the rear wing. McDonough's going to come to the inside of the racetrack again. You can't pull back out to the outside. There goes Tomaselli. She's going to try to get a better run through. Oh, no, she overcooks it. She comes to the outside. Tomaselli overcooks it. And here comes Max Peichel in the Arms Up Motorsports number 14. She did exactly the right thing. Go to the outside, get a better run through, and just overcooked it and couldn't get it wound up. Couldn't get the thing turned into the apex.
Well, I will say, or give her the benefit of the doubt, potentially dirty track out there as soon as she got out there and maybe tried to woe it up or just flat out missed that entrance to the turn.
I'm thinking she's like, this is my chance. I got to make a good run here, and probably just got in a little bit too deep. And of course, no marker there. You're watching your driver on the inside, and all it takes. And we talked to a lot of the guys up and down the entire grid. I don't care if it's IndyCar or USF 2000, Michael, and they've told us that if you miss an apex here by just a little in that corner and you're that far out, you're in trouble. So she was able to woe it up nicely and get it back to the apex of turn number 2. Didn't have to take the run off. Tomaselli in that 12th position. Let's see if she can get back up there, though. She's got the speed. Let's see if she can close back up on Russell McDonough.
Well, not a lot of tight battles anywhere through the field. Maybe that Kaminsky-Enders battle. That's, again, the battle for 8th position. Colin Kaminsky has it. Corey Enders wants it. A half a second separate the 8th place running Kaminsky and the 9th place running Corey Enders. We'll see if we can find that battle in the field for you. Should be right about into turn number 8 right now as we have a car pulling off the exit of pit lane.
That's Tomaselli. I'm not sure what's going on. The 82 of Bruno Tomaselli actually stopping the car. She came down the front straightaway. Max Peichel had got by.
Steering wheel off, yeah.
Yeah, she's getting out of the car. Over the other side, just at the very end of the pit wall, she pulled the driver's right, got out of the yellow machine, and that's it for Bruno Tomaselli. She's going to fall to the tail of the order. She'll end up likely in the 16th place in the official classifications. Tough one for her. She had a really good run trying to battle it out, of course, with Russell McDonough for that 11th position.
Well, entering turn number 10 right now, that's that battle for 8th position. If we can shoot to that battle with Corey Enders and Colin Kaminsky. Again, Colin Kaminsky running in that 8th position. Corey Enders running in the 9th position. There's the battle further up into the field. That's Julian van der Waal and Lucas Cole in front of him.
I told you he was closing up.
Yeah,
Lucas Cole is getting eaten up here right now by Julian van der Waal. 0.6 of a second again. Van der Waal quicker. There's going to be a battle for 3rd before we're done. 6 laps remaining.
Let's stay on this shot as we look further back in the field. That battle for 8th position. Well, we've switched battle. Let's move back to the 3rd.
That's the fight, though. That's Lucas
that
Cole.
That's down to 2 car lengths.
Yeah, that's Cole and Van der Waal. Right there is Igor Fraga. He's alone on the racetrack. That battle he had with Calvin Mings kind of dissipated now. Fraga with about a 2.5 seconds on the Pabst Racing driver. So Fraga holding on to 5th. If he finishes there, he'll be 3rd in the points, only 6 points behind Rasmuth Lint potentially for the 2nd position overall. Final race in USF 2000, of course, just the remaining positions, Michael, in the top 5 behind champion Kyle Kirkwood.
Well, let's go back to that 3rd place battle since you did say that. It's Lucas Cole and Julian Vanderwatt. They head down into turn number 10, back to that 8th place battle. But down that front straightaway is the battle for 3rd and 4th position. Let's go to turn number 1 and see if we can't see that battle. There they come, racing down into turn number 1.
Yeah, let's go down to the bottom of the racetrack again. Look at Lucas Cole. Here is his. What a great run. Look at this. Inside out for Julian Vanderwatt. He is all over Lucas Cole right now. Had a much better line coming through. Does he get a run coming over here to turn number 4? Does he look to the inside? No. Again, it's going to be a defensive line to the inside for Lucas Cole. I got to think it's only a matter of time before we get a pass here for Julian Vanderwatt, as he is putting a ton of pressure. You can see he is inside out everywhere here on Lucas Cole. When you run that inside line, that defensive line, you can't get that good run out of the corner. Here it goes to the inside of turn number 7. Side by side, book it. Great pass. Vanderwatt in turn number 7. He'll go to P3.
Boy, Julian drove that car in deep, able to get around Lucas Cole, and now able to check out a couple of car lengths. Drove, just simply outbroke Lucas Cole. Now Cole starts to look back to the inside, down into turn number 10. Lucas Cole trailing Julian Vanderwatt for the 3rd position. They will exit turn number 12. 1 car length separates Julian Vanderwatt in 4th place, running Lucas Cole.
And hello, Igor Fraga. Fraga in the number 91 exclusive Auto Sports machine closing up. He's already got 3rd place in the points locked up, but if he can move a couple spots forward, he may be able to get 3rd away from Rasmus Lint. They'll work their way into the first corner. Powering over the curbing there, turn 1. Fraga closing up. 3-driver battle with just 4 laps remaining. Final race of USF 2000. The first 2 rungs of the podium looked like Kyle Kirkwood and Rasmus Lint, but Fraga, Cole, and Vanderwatt trying to put an exclamation point on this Grand Prix of Portland.
Well, Julian Vanderwatt had a great turn 12, and then the 1 through 4 complexes. Now he has about a 6-car length advantage over Lucas Cole, but that's allowed Igor Fraga to close back in through turn number 7. That's where Vanderwatt got around Lucas Cole last time. Igor Fraga with a nice run out of turn number 7, about a 3-car length advantage for Lucas Cole over Fraga for 4th.
Going back to that pass in turn number 7 for Julian Vanderwaart, I think that's the first pass we've seen in all 3 Road to Indy events in that turn number 7. They talked about the fact that when you come out of 6, you go way to driver's left wide to try to set up for the corner. Well, if a driver's there and you're going to make the aggressive move, you can go down the inside. And indeed, he was able to do it. Here comes Fraga now, though. Does he get a good run out of turn number 12? Is it enough to try to make a move here on Lucas Cole? You know, Cole looking in the mirrors to see if Fraga's going to try him. It may not be this lap, but I'll tell you, Igor Fraga on the exclusive Auto Sports number 91, the Brazilian looks ready to pounce.
3 laps remaining in the final race, not only of the weekend, but the season for the USF 2000 drivers. We're watching that battle for the 4th position. Lucas Cole with a 2-car length advantage over Igor Fraga. Fraga very aggressive now, working his way through turn number 6 as they get set to enter turn number 7. Last time by, he was able to close it down to 2-car lengths, down to about a car length now as they exit turn number 7.
Yeah, you're wondering if Fraga saw what Julian Vanderwaart did over turn 7. Went, you know what? I can do that. I'll see you that, and I'll raise you. So that's definitely an opportunity for Igor Fraga. But first and foremost, he's going to try to get a good run down the back straightaway here. Really try to roll some speed through that 10-11 chicane, then get the car to really start to rotate on the brakes, back on the throttle. Here they come again through it. He's right there. Coming through turn number 12. You got to get back on the throttle. Roll into it quickly. Car looks good coming onto the straightaway. Fraga to within a length. They'll work their way down this long drag strip into the festival curves here at the Portland International Raceway. 2 laps to go this time by. Fraga, not quite close enough, but does he duck to the inside? No. Lucas Cole trying to drive his absolute best laps of the season to see if he can't hold off a hard-charging Igor Fraga.
So 2 laps remaining. That battle still commencing with Kaminsky and Enders down to 0.7 of a second. But the best battle of the field right now is that battle for 4th position. Lucas Cole, Igor Fraga. You see Julian Vanderwatt in that yellow Team Pelfrey car on your video screens. And now Igor Fraga and Lucas Cole exit turn number 7. That time, boy, Fraga got a nice run on Cole again.
Fraga did not get through turn 6 very well. Seems like he lost a bit of ground, but a great run through turn number 7. You can see he had a lot more forward momentum, and he has closed right up to within a car length coming to turn number 11. Are we going to see a pass to the inside of turn 10? No. Fraga right there off the gearbox, though. He's going to roll the speed through. You see the ball up and over the curb. Fraga has not been this close since the last time he tried to make a pass. Here we go. It's about coming out onto the front straight. Fraga right on the gearbox. Cole's going to go to the bottom of the track. Fraga's going to stick with him. He wants that draft. Wait for Fraga to pop out. Here we go. Cole trying to come back across the racetrack a little bit. Side by side in the braking zone. Fraga's got him. Fraga to P4. Cole came back across the track a little bit. Fraga was already there. That could have been absolute chaos, but Igor Fraga gets the job done. That was one of the best passes I've seen this weekend.
He just commanded that pass down into turn number 1. A brilliant move by Igor Fraga over Lucas Cole. White flag is out. The final lap of the race, and Kyle Kirkwood with a 2-lap advantage over Rasmuth Lin as we wrap up the final race of 2018 for the USF 2000 Series, and Kyle Kirkwood looks to tie J.R. Hildebrand for all-time wins.
Kirkwood out of the final corner, ladies and gentlemen. The Cape Motorsports driver, tremendous this year, already wins the championship. Kyle Kirkwood and Cape Motorsports, a record-tying 12 wins as he scores the victory here at Portland International Raceway, the season finale of the USF 2000 program. 12 wins, ties the record set by J.R. Hildebrand. Kyle Kirkwood, again, as we've said a number of times here this weekend, putting the exclamation point on an absolutely tremendous season. His first year here in the Mazda Road to Indy, the former F4 champion, moving to USF 2000 to get that dream of going to the Verizon IndyCar Series.
12 wins to end the 2018 season. You tied J.R. Hildebrand's record, Kyle. Can you sum up today? Because I can't.
You know, it's hard. It's hard to. I mean, Cape Motorsports, they've just done an absolutely phenomenal job all season long, and many seasons before this. So I got to give it to all to them. Mazda Cooper Tires done a fantastic job as well, giving us great equipment under us. And to sum up today, it's been fantastic. It's been tremendous, really, and I couldn't be happier with our outcome today, day before, and since May. It's been phenomenal.
Kyle Kirkwood, he's a young man filled with superlatives, and he's a young man filled with a lot of race wins. He'll move to Pro Mazda in 2019.